the problem is that like the way I've been digesting a lot of reading is by just listening to people talking about the books. And I really want to read the books because that expands my vocabulary. I feel less like a total scam artist than when I just talk about books I haven't read, which I do frequently. And yeah, so I definitely have the drive. I just always fall asleep. And people gave me the advice of getting away from places that I would typically rest, and that has helped. I just need to, keep at it.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that help me read. One of them is going outside and turning the internet off if I'm using like an e-reader, like an iPad or something. And that way I'm going somewhere where I'm just going to be reading. Also, just setting a timer. Like when I had to get my focus back and learn how to sit down for longer than 15 minutes at a time, I would just set a timer for like 15 minutes. And I'd try to hit that 4 times a day and read an hour a day inside a book. So there's all kinds of strategies and techniques you can use, but ultimately it's just going to come down to developing that discipline. And, a lot of it is just seeing yourself as a reader. Like start to think about yourself as a scholar and even kind of lay down the marker. Like when other guys tell me that they're thinking about reading a certain book, I'll tell them like, let's read it together and, kind of push them along and try and set waypoints, like what chapter you want to read by what time. And by telling them like, I'm going to have this book read by this day, that'll force me to do it. Right. You got to make good on my word. So there's a lot of
that's a lot better answer than Bookcat gave me. Hey, thanks a lot, pal.
What did I say? I don't remember.
I'm joking. I think you said something to the effect of like, what was it? It was like, just like read the pages or just do it.
Oh, no, I remember what I said. I said, you should just read the books that I tell you to read for the rest of your life. Yeah, it was tongue in cheek. And then afterwards I was like, I don't know if I know this guy well enough to talk to him like that. I don't know if he understood that was a joke.
I mentioned that on my stream the other day. I was saying like, cause Beardson talked about how Nick had brought a lot of people together. And I'm like, yeah, like now I'm familiar with like Bookcat and Paul Town, like these people who I didn't know about, but now I'm interacting with, and I think I can learn a lot from. And then I mentioned how, because you DM'd me, you were very cordial and you said, hey man, just realized it was probably not a great first impression. I just want you to know that I didn't mean to insult you or anything, but I thought it was kind
Why don't you just do it, you idiot?
No, yeah, that's an old joke from Twitter because people would always be asking me, hey, what do I read? What do I read? And it's like, man, I've got a library full of free books. There's the book I'm talking about right now. There's all the books I'm retweeting from my notes every single day. It's like, if you just go through my timeline, there's at least 20 books that you can find within 2 minutes, And then like people always ask me, what should I read first? Like, what are you into? I don't know you. What are your interests? It's like you got to read stuff that you're interested in. Otherwise, it's going to be like school or something. I don't know.
Good to let books generate other books. So especially if you're reading nonfiction.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah. I just started reading the Gottfried book about Strauss that Nick mentioned on stream that Bookcat sent him. And just in the intro, he's talking about 3-4 other books.
Oh no, I get that all the time. So. It's like when I'm writing an essay. I actually just doing my finals recently. I was doing that. Like you read one paper and it'll link a bunch of different papers. And so, it's not hard to find research. You just go to the references and click on one of the references and read that too. It's the same way with books. You're right. Yeah. Like, I know, Death of the West is a meme. It is a good book, Pat Buchanan's cool, but it is definitely like the meme book. It's almost Pinhead and Patriot status. And I was reading that. It's like all these little references that he makes. I'm like, oh, okay, time to look into that and whatnot. So definitely, yeah, that's a strategy that I use as far as research and writing goes. But with books, that I'm sure that helps too. The problem is I need to get through the books I have before I start more, because I keep buying more books that I want to read.
Don't do that.
And then I don't read them.
Don't do that. Yeah, you'll never get to them. And when you read the next book, you'll find the bibliography of that and you'll want to read something else. And then those 2 books that you bought with the other one will just get left behind forever.